also use more and more things that are biodegradable. Let me say that one more time. When something is biodegradable, it means that it's made of all natural substances. And if you throw it on the ground, over time it will just decay and disappear. I've used the word decay a lot. Decay is when something goes from being brand new and it slowly disappears. Bacteria and insects and different things eat it. And then eventually it's just gone. So we have things now that are biodegradable. This spoon, fork, and knife are made out of wood. Bamboo, some of our biodegradable stuff is made out of bamboo. But let me say that word one more time. Biodegradable simply means that it will decay when left in the environment, and it's made of all natural materials. In Canada and in many other places in the world, we have recycling programs. Recycling is when you take something that humans have made and then you use it again to make new things. In Canada, we recycle our metal, we recycle our paper, we recycle our plastic, and we're not very good at it though. Okay, we're getting better. But we still have a lot to do to get to we're not perfect. In fact, we sometimes send our recycling to other countries to have them recycle it. But I think we're trying to become more self-sustained when it comes to recycling. So metal, paper, plastic. In fact, if you watch my videos, you'll notice I have an old vehicle in the middle of my yard. I actually had it taken away to get recycled last week. So it was no longer drivable, but they will recycle the vehicle. They will take off the tires, they will take all the metal, they will basically take the car apart and recycle all of the reusable things in it. But recycling, I think, around the world, we could all continue working on getting better at it, including my country. We need to get a little bit better at it. At school, some students still throw their recyclable stuff in the garbage. Bothers me. We often say this. One of the best things to do for the environment is the 3 R's, to reduce, reuse, and recycle. So when you reduce, you just use less of something. So if I wanted to be helpful for the environment, I could just reduce the amount of gas that I use. Okay, I could just drive less, and I would be reducing the amount of gas. Another thing I could do is I could keep my house cooler in the winter and warmer in the summer, so that I use less electricity. Reuse simply means if you have something that can be fixed, fix it instead of buying a new one and reuse that item. I reuse my shopping bag, so I have bags that I reuse all the time. And then recycle, we just talked about. When you recycle, it means you take the plastic and you melt it and you make new plastic. Or you take the metal and you melt the metal down and you create new metal. So reduce, reuse, recycle. You'll see the 3 arrows on many things if you recycle. And it looks like this. So the recycling symbol, all of our products in Canada have a recycling symbol on it. Almost everything. I should have brought something with me. I don't have anything with me, but almost all of our plastic products have a symbol on it saying that it is recyclable, and that's the recycling symbol. Let's see here. Clean energy and green energy. So clean energy and green energy are the same thing. They are any form of energy that's created naturally. So electricity from wind turbines is clean energy. Electricity from solar panels is clean energy or green energy. So it's kind of the opposite of fossil fuels. Okay, so clean energy and green energy are things definitely, like they built a lot of wind turbines around me to generate clean energy or green energy. So notice I'm using energy and electricity interchangeably. We sometimes do that. Okay, we'll say energy. Oh, it's to generate energy. We mean electricity most of the time.
most of them.
There's also
There are also
renewable energy,
renewable
which is the
energy, which
same.
is the same.
So anything like wind, or sometimes we build a dam so that we can generate hydroelectric power, and then solar as well. So all of those are renewable because they're sources of energy that just keep generating energy. You don't have to put fuel in order to get energy from them. One thing people do that is good for the environment is they carpool. When you carpool, instead of me driving to work by myself, if there was another teacher along the way, we would drive together. Unfortunately, no other teachers live near me, but at my work, there are a number of teachers who carpool. They come to work in the same car, so they take turns driving to work, so that they don't drive two vehicles to work every day, which would be kind of silly. If you lived in the same place, if you live close to each other and you're going to the same job, often you will carpool. We in Canada have what are called carpool lanes on the highways, especially around Toronto. A carpool lane is basically a lane where if there is more than one person in the car, you can drive in the lane where there's no traffic. There's a huge advantage to driving in the carpool lane. We also call it the HOV lane. If you're in Canada and you're wondering what HOV means, it's high occupancy vehicle. But the carpool lane is basically, if you look here, all of the cars stuck in traffic have one driver, and then that one car in the far lane probably has 2 or 3 people in the car, and they're allowed to go in the carpool lane. That really encourages people to carpool, especially if there's really bad traffic like around the city of Toronto. We have many things that are energy efficient. Okay, so every year I get more windows in my house replaced because the windows I have are not energy efficient, but I have energy efficient windows installed. So we didn't have any done last year, but 2 years ago, I had 5 windows replaced. A person came and we took the windows out and put energy efficient windows in. It's very important in countries where you heat your houses in the winter to have energy efficient windows, because in the long run it saves you money. So over time it saves you money. So we have many things that are energy efficient. The last refrigerator I bought is very energy efficient. It uses less electricity than my old refrigerator. But I bought it because my old refrigerator died. I didn't buy it just because I wanted a new one. Because sometimes you have to weigh all of your choices. There's also energy conservation. Okay, so this is someone adjusting their thermostat. One way to conserve energy is to just use less of it. You can conserve energy by keeping your house colder in the winter and a little bit warmer in the summer. So use a little less heating fuel and use a little less air conditioning during those times of the year. But energy conservation, you can also buy a car that uses less gas. That's another way to conserve fuel and conserve energy. Conservation, though, has another word, and we talked a little bit about it earlier. We have conservation areas. You could also call them parks. A conservation area is an area where the government has decided that no one can build houses there, no one can live there, no one can usually even walk there. Sometimes there's a trail you can walk along, but you're not allowed to go off the trail. No factories can be there. A conservation area is a natural area that the government decides needs to be protected. Okay? So it's called a conservation area. So there's more. The word conservation is used a lot. Okay? You can conserve energy, you can conserve an area, etc. And then let me see where I am on my list here. Oh, yeah, we're moving right along. So we have natural resources. So natural resources are things like trees, things like oil, things that you just find in the environment that you can use to make things. So metals and wood and even uranium is a natural resource. There are things that aren't made by humans. There are things that we take out of the environment. And one of the things with natural resources is we have to be careful that we don't destroy the environment when we're removing the natural resources. So with wood, for instance, we want it to be sustainable. So this is another word we often use when talking about the environment. When something is sustainable, it means that you're not destroying it. You're doing it in a way where it keeps going. Let me give you a good example. We try to harvest wood in Canada. Not sure what's happening to my voice. It just cracked. We harvest wood in Canada in a sustainable way. What that means is that when we cut a tree down, we plant a new tree. When something is sustainable, it means it can keep going forever. So if we harvest 10,000 trees, they probably plant 20 or 30,000 trees, knowing that about 10,000 of them will actually survive and grow. And then in 25 or 50 years, they will be able to harvest them again. So many of the natural resources that are living, that we harvest, we try to do in a sustainable way. There have been many things. There are bans on certain things. So sometimes in order to protect the environment, in order to do something that's good for the environment, the government will ban something. Okay? Some things that are banned in Canada are, when you spray things out of a can, the chemical or the gas they used to put in there was bad for the environment. So they've changed what they put in it. So there's a ban now on the older type. So if you have hairspray or if you have spray paint, what they use to push that out of the can is different now because the old one is banned. We have the same thing with air conditioning. The gas that's in air conditioners has changed because the older gas wasn't good for the environment. And then we have Earth Day. So April 22nd is something called Earth Day. It's definitely not a day off work. It's not a holiday for me. But on April 22nd, many countries in the world will celebrate Earth Day. It's a day when we think about our planet and we think about all of the things that we can do to take care of the planet, all of the things we can do to keep things growing and to keep animals happy out in the environment, and to reduce pollution and to just make it a better world for everybody to live in. So I hope you have a good Earth Day. It's about a month away, but I don't do anything super special on Earth Day. But I will tell you this, Jen and I on our property have probably planted over 100 trees in our life. We might plant a few more this year.
200 trees
I
in
just
our
like
life.
trees, and the more the better.
And the more
Khoảnh khắc kết nối cùng bạn bè của con.